What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy right here, MMA Reloaded. We're live wherever you're watching, your phone, iPad, TV, fucking if you're sitting on the toilet and watching it, I am glad you're tuning in. It is another edition of 2 Cents. Folks, this edition of 2 Cents, I have to say in advance, I apologize for any offensive language. Well, I don't, but you know, you gotta say it for the younger viewers. You know what I mean? So this is how I see it. Yeah. So folks, we got a couple of hot topics to talk about. First of all, yeah, tonight is fight night. Tonight we head back to the UFC Apex Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, the home away from home for the UFC. And tonight, TYRON Woodley will prove why he is one of the best welterweights of all time, against a rising star who is, folks, it's not his first rodeo as well. Gilbert Burns has been tearing this shit up in the UFC for a few years now, and in my opinion, now is the time that people are starting to recognize him, because he's putting out highlight reel knockouts, fight after fight after fight. And folks, he is a great fighter, great jiu-jitsu, but he relies on his knockout power to finish guys off early on. With T-Wood, great wrestling. But when he wrestles Gilbert, he needs to be careful Gilbert doesn't try to submit him off his back. It's going to be trouble there for the Chosen One. But Chosen One, I think, has a bit of extra motivation. I think losing to Kamaru Usman has kicked him right in the arse. The triangle with Leon Edwards and Colby Covington has fired him up. And folks, this card is stacked with young lions ready to prey and purr and prowl at every opportunity they have. And tonight is their biggest opportunity. Legacy standout Brandon Royval is here. Spike Carlisle, Roosevelt Roberts and Bronk Weaver. This card is going to be nuts. Yeah, folks. And with young guys, there's going to be excitement. And I guarantee there's excitement here today. Also, folks, tonight, I want to just touch on the reason why we did this addition post of 2 Cents is because, you know what? We talk real, never lie, cheat and steal, MMA Reloaded. Jon Jones. Jon motherfucking Jones. So let me just give you a little recap here, folks. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the situation. So Jon Jones and Francis Ngannou were going back and forth on Twitter, yeah? So, back, forth. Francis tweets Jon, Jon tweets Francis. And then they're rumoured to when they're going to fight. And they're going to fight. But, folks, we all know that fighters don't make fights. Twitter doesn't make fights. Sean Shelby and Dana White, the UFC, make fights. The officials do it. Right? Cool. Jon Jones, a light heavyweight champ. Been light heavyweight champ for 9 years. Never once complained about not getting paid prize fighter money. Because he's always been champion. He's getting paid championship money. Yeah? So now, yeah, folks, that Dana White has said Francis Ngannou and Jon Jones ain't happening. Right? And I think we all knew it wasn't happening. First of all, because Jon Jones ain't never going to move up to heavyweight and take a fight with Francis Ngannou first up. He can call it out if he wants to, but it's not going to happen. But you can kind of see Jon Jones. Because now that we're locked down and quarantine, the UFC is not being as public with their no ESPN or Sports Center in person, you know what I mean? And you got like guys trying to still show and still send messages to their fellow fighters in their divisions that, bro, I'm still here. Yeah? Even though we locked down, I'm still here. I think that's what Jon Jones is trying to do. I think, bro, that fight with Francis Ngannou ain't gonna happen. Another reason is because Jon Jones has 3 contenders that he needs to watch his ass for. Yeah? Dominic Reyes, who is gunning for a rematch. Yeah? 2, Jan Blachowicz, who's been knocking guys the fuck out. Yeah? Underrated. but a huge threat if he does meet Jones. Thiago Maheta Santos moved up to light heavyweight, took Jones to hell and back, yeah, in his fight with a torn ACL, right? 2 torn ACLs, yeah. So you can't really say that John Jones isn't a busy guy. He's a busy guy. He just needs to take them fights. You know what I mean? John Jones then goes to say, folks, a lot of insulting things about Dana White and the UFC. And this was just last night. He insults Dana White, he insults the UFC, he insults the fact that the UFC are lying to fans and the UFC are misleading their fighters. UFC are underpaying their fighters. Why isn't John Jones getting Deontay Wilder money for a fight with Francis Ngannou? These were his words. Ngannou said the same thing, but Ngannou never cried and bitched about it. John Jones is bitching about it. Now, folks, look, yeah. I'm John Jones, right? Just imagine this shit, yeah? I'm John Jones. Of course, I'm better looking than Jones. But I'm John Jones, right? I've been light heavyweight champion for 9 years straight, right? Never lost, yeah? Fuck the Matt Hamill lost bullshit, bro. I've never lost, right? I'm a consensus modern day greatest of all time after Anderson Silva, right? I'm getting paid championship money every time I fight. I'm happy. Yeah, I've had my DUIs and shit in it, but that's my fault. When John Jones fights, we watch because he's that good. He's flawless. He never cried about money as far as I know. But on the other hand, with money, you kind of can see why fighters do get a bit frustrated with money. It's because why does Conor McGregor get paid this and this and we don't get paid that and that? We're just as good as McGregor. That's what fighters are thinking. Why doesn't McGregor get paid this many million for fighting Floyd Mayweather in boxing ring? Or get paid this many million for fighting Eddie Alvarez or Jose Aldo? And for championship fights, we get paid shit. That's what fighters think. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. Because fighters are just like us. They're working class. They need to make livings. Despite how big of a public figure they are. And then Francis Ngannou has his own issues. Yeah, he needs to fight Daniel Cormier for the interim heavyweight championship. If Stipe Miocic ain't gonna come back for a few months or even a year now. Dana White needs to do something with the heavyweight championship and he needs to do it quick. Because John Jones, I'm sure Francis Ngannou ain't going to wait around either. If John Jones' fight ain't happening, the next fight for Francis Ngannou will be the heavyweight championship belt. And since Stipe is firefighting at the moment for us as the public, make the fight DC Francis Ngannou. I think Francis Ngannou has learned from his fight with Stipe Miocic, and he ain't gonna. I think it won't be a blow up against Daniel Cormier. This one is gonna be. It's an interesting saga to see how it plays out. The welterweight division is very interesting. Tyron Woodley, it depends on Kamaru Usman. Ali Abdul Aziz offered Conor McGregor a chance to fight Kamaru Usman for the welterweight championship because McGregor talking so much shit. You know, even after the Ferguson Gaethje fight and all that. Then when you're offered a welterweight championship fight against Kamaru Usman, he stays silent. He was silent. He didn't say shit. He didn't tweet shit. He didn't say shit. He kept silent. So Abdulaziz was like, bruv, you're promoting this guy, really? He stays silent when called out. He only calls people out on his terms. How true that is. What makes Conor McGregor so special? It's bullshit, man. The sport has its twists and turns like every other. And then tonight, folks, we will see if Kamaru Usman has found his next title challenger. If Tyron Woodley wins this one, I think Tyron Woodley should get a rematch against Kamaru Usman. He deserves it. If Jorge Masvidal's fighting Nate Diaz, then give Tyron Woodley a shot. If he wins tonight. If he loses, then I would say Jorge Masvidal versus Kamaru Usman. I would say Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards. And you find something for Nate Diaz. I would say Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor number 3. Simple as. This fight, folks, is... This saga, the UFC is starting to unravel back to the way it was now. And it's not long before shit starts blowing up, you know what I mean? And fights start getting made. It may not be what the fans are asking. I mean, if Anderson Silva calls out Conor McGregor, and Conor McGregor accepts a fight with Anderson Silva, Dana White goes back on the mic and says Conor just has to wait. Wait, man. Wait. Don't piss your pants to accept every challenge that comes at you. You have to wait for this shit. That's just the way it is.